All right. Welcome, everyone. I guess we're 3 minutes in. But I think we should get started, Leah, because the first part, it's just the regular stuff. And then we get to hear from everybody. So I will move this through. In the St. Louis region, we have 3 community leader groups. We have me, Lisa Greening with Turn the Page STL. Tiffany Herbert with the City of St. Charles School District cannot be with us today, but I know she'll be joining us next month. And Leah, say hi,
Oh,
Leah Moser.
Hello, I'm
When
Leah
as
Moser
hold
with
on.
the Community Innovation and Action
I
Center
said,
at University
I
of
said,
Missouri
yes,
St.
I think
Louis.
I should be where I'm supposed to be. I said, I
Oops.
work like a dog.
Hey, Rochelle.
We'll mute you.
Can I do that? I can mute her, right?
Yeah, I think she's muted.
Okay, good. All right. If you heard what she said, I agree with her 100%. She's one of the hardest working people I know. Um, so the 3 of us are simply the conveners of you, the leaders here in the St. Louis community, the childhood community leaders in the St. Louis community. Now, why won't this go down? Oh, there we go. A little overview of our agenda. We're going to review our vision and goals for what is happening in the state of Missouri with the childhood community leader work. We're then going to take a dive into exactly what we're going to be doing here in St. Louis with the childhood community leader work. We have a new graphic to share. I hope Apurva's excited about this. The new childhood community leader new graphic. Then we're going to do through some introductions. Everybody can talk. We'd love to hear about something that you're excited about this upcoming year with your organization. Then we're going to talk about the new quality assurance report and the comment period that is taking place right now and getting your input and upcoming speakers, our resources, and questions and answers.
And we'll start off as we always do with Lisa. Can you hop back just one slide?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. With our vision and our goals for our
my goodness.
community for our community leader work, we bring this group together every month as a way to help connect stakeholders in the early childhood ecosystem to the relevant statewide programs and supports, so that you all feel knowledgeable and connected to one another and also to what is happening across the state of Missouri. And this is an opportunity for us to just get together, talk about what's going on, build relationships, and bring more stakeholders to the table. So if you've been attending these meetings for a while, you'll see that our group continues to grow. We have new faces coming every month. If you know of folks in your network who you think would value participating in this community leader work, please invite them or share their name with Lisa and I, and we are happy to bring them into this space. We got more people in the waiting room jumping in today. Welcome, folks. And our vision is that when we have empowered families and connected communities, we all thrive and do better for our young people in our state. So that is what is bringing us here together in this Zoom room today. And now, thanks, Lisa. The community leader work is taking place across the state of Missouri, and here in St. Louis, we work together collectively to identify a plan and some goals for our region. And this group gets together once a month and talks about things that are happening across our ecosystem in the early childhood landscape. We are always looking for speakers each month. I know a number of you have been some of our guest speakers. If you haven't yet and would like an opportunity, again, please let us know. We would love to highlight the work that you're doing. In between our meeting times, we have our Facebook group, the St. Louis Region Community Childhood Community Leaders Group. That is probably not the name. I totally butchered it, but we'll make sure that you have the actual name and direct link to that Facebook group so that in between our meetings, you can stay connected as a network with learning more about what others are doing and being able to share what you have going on. Like I said, we have new faces that are joining us every month. So that is another of our goal, is to strengthen our network and to stay connected. And Lisa mentioned this is our new graphic that we have that encompasses the work that we are doing here together. So on the outside, we have we have families, the Office of Childhood, you all representing early childhood professionals and other stakeholders. And the work that we are doing together is bringing together networks of folks, our local childhood community leaders, to better coordinate around the early childhood systems that we have. It is always so enlightening to me every month to hear about the work that you all are doing. I hope it is as valuable, and I would like to say that maybe it is, because you all keep coming back every month to learn about how we work well together and how we support and strengthen the network of early childhood in service to our families in Missouri. Really our focus here is how do we increase the access to programs and services that families can benefit from to create safe, healthy, and successful learners. This is important to all of us from our professional standpoint, and also to many of us who are parents and aunts and uncles and grannies and friends of young people in our community. So this we'll share these slides out if you all would like to have this graphic to be able to talk about why you're involved with the community leader work to others within your organization or other folks in your network. We're happy to share that information out. And I think
Now, the best part. At the beginning of our meetings, we always like to learn about what each other are doing. What are our big and goals, initiatives that your organization is continuing or launching this new year? You don't have to say anything, but just come off mute, raise your hand, and we'll be taking notes so that everybody can come back to the notes and see about all the great work that's going to be coming up this year by your organization. I will announce my name, as you know, is Lisa Greening. I'm with Turn the Page STL, and I'm really excited because yesterday I found out that our annual Early Educators Appreciation event is taking place May 4th at the Clark Family Branch Library of the St. Louis County Library. And we received the funding for it from Emerson. So I'm really excited. It's a phenomenal event every year, and all of you will be getting a nomination form in the next week that you can nominate your favorite early educators. And the winners, it's cash prizes. It's so like 5 winners, each $1,000. So I really encourage everybody to nominate the best educators early educators out there, because we have so many phenomenal ones that we need to appreciate. So with that, I'm going to stop share so I can see everybody. And come off mute. Tell us what's going on.
Good morning, or good afternoon. I'll kick us off. My name is Lynn Bartz, and I own a small business called Baby and Me. I provide supports for families and professionals that are working with families that are pregnant up until the age of 3. And a couple things that I wanted to highlight is I do have some certification trainings coming. So I'm a certified infant massage instructor, and I'm also the licensed trainer for the International Loving Touch Foundation. So if your organization supports families that are pregnant or have newborns or young children up to the age of 1, I do have a certification class coming in April 3rd and 4th, and it will be held at my location that I share with an awesome company called Little Music Makers, which also offers supports for families that have littles. And I'll toss a flyer into the chat in case anybody wants to download that. And I would also be remiss if I did not advocate for our Missouri Association for Infant Mental Health. I'm one of the Education Committee co-chairs, and the Missouri Association for Infant Mental Health is a statewide organization that provides resources, professional development, and collaboration opportunities for all of us that are working on behalf of littles and families. And we have a monthly gathering that is free. It's on the second Friday of every month, and we invite an organization and or have a topic related to infant mental health to increase all of our awareness about different topics related to infant mental health and or different resources that are available for us to take advantage of in our work in supporting young families. So I'll put that website in the chat
Yeah,
as
put
well.
both.
And we actually apply for Missouri Professional Development Hours as part of that, as a way to help folks get their hours that they need, and also to really advocate for endorsement. Our state has become an endorsement state through the Alliance of Infant Mental Health. And if anybody is curious and learning more about endorsement, that might be a wonderful topic for a speaker for somebody from MOAIM to come and talk about endorsement, for those of you that might want to learn more about achieving your endorsement. So thanks for
And I
letting me
think that's
share.
fantastic. That is fantastic. I'll be in touch.
Sounds good.
Larry, can I call on you since you're off mute?
Well, seeing how I have no choice but to talk, my primary interest in this group is funding and establishing a county-wide approach to pursue it. My background, I'm a past MSBA president, so I was on a local school board for 15 years, so I see things from a governance and funding perspective. And I'm also working with a group to try and establish a county-wide early education district that would provide a common funding source for everyone providing early childhood services.
That's fantastic, Larry. And that has, that legislation has been filed.
Yep, 233, Senate Bill 233.
Senate Bill 233, with, Senator Tracy McCreary.
Yep. Yeah, she filed one last year that never got off the ground, 1508, but this one's early in the session. I think we got a pretty good chance to at least still be heard.
That's great. It's a slow system.
Yeah.
Slow system.
Anyhow, that's it for me.
That's great. And Laura, since you're
Yeah.
off mute?
Hi, I'm Laura. I am the Assistant Director at Cadence Academy Preschool in O'Fallon. This is my first meeting, so super excited to be here and to learn all about you guys. So thanks for having me, and thanks for the invite.
And Laura's going to be later. We're going to ask her a few things about the QAR system that
Yeah.
her child care center has been part of.
Absolutely.
I'm excited you're here.
I'm glad to be here. I
Welcome.
will warn you, I'm supposed to have a tour at 1, so I might have to sneak out real quick, but I will be back.
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
sounds good. Sounds good. We have several new members on here. They're probably shy. Emily, come on.
Yeah, I'll
hi.
go. Hi. My name's Emily Miller. I work at St. Charles County Health Department. And we have a lot of different services here I'm excited to talk about. Tiffany actually reached out to me to invite me here. So thank you to her. I know she's not here, but I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to be a part of this. So I personally manage our CCHC grant. So that's Child Care Health Consultation Grant. So I'm going out into daycares, teaching health lessons to the kids. And I also offer the continuing education for daycare providers, clock hour classes monthly on a variety of different topics. And we do also teach CPR here, which can count towards those continuing education, the clock hours as well. So,
Amazing.
and we have a WIC program in our building, immunization clinic, communicable diseases, which daycares call for very often, in these winter months, especially with all of our illness going around. So yeah, with lots of different hats that we all wear here, but we have an awesome team, and I'm really excited to collaborate with all of you.
I'm so excited you're here, Emily. Many of you that have been on these calls for the past year or so, when we started, Leah and I really knew the St. Louis County and St. Louis City landscape well to get going. But our region includes, with the Office of Childhood, our region is St. Louis City, County, and St. Charles. And thanks to Tiffany, who came aboard as a community leader, we have so many new members here that are representing the St. Charles School District, or St. Charles County. So thank you, Emily.
Yes, thank you so much.
Anne? Oops, we can't hear you. No worries. No, I'm so bad at that to help.
She might
You
have
could
to
jump-
log out and log back in.
Ah,
I have a question.
Marcia? Yeah,
Yeah.
Marcia.
I got a quick question for Larry. So I'm in the Riverview Garden School District, and we are about to get a charter school that we've been notified about. And
Oh,
so
I
that is
didn't-
part of Bill, I want to say 702 or 7 something. Do you know what that bill number is, Larry?
Senate Bill 727,
727.
just
Okay.
like the airplane, except it crashed.
Yeah, we are getting ready the charter school is going to be opening up next fall. And they are going
Wow.
pre-K to 8th grade. You heard about that, Larry?
Yeah, I think this is also the bill that set the early child, or the charter schools in Boone County.
Oh, so that was going to be my next question. Are you aware of any other districts that were getting charter schools?
That would be the only one that I know of.
Normandy has a charter school.
Yeah.
They do.
that-
They
That's one.
talked about that one. Normandy has the Leadership Academy.
But I did not know about Riverview Gardens.
Well, yeah, it's just evolving. It started at the end, like around December, they got the information. They had an informational meeting, and then they came to the board meeting last night to introduce themselves again and then talk about their mission and how they plan to get started. So in the
Do you-
fall, they start with 125 pre-K to 2nd grade. And then their goal is to have at least 400 children
Yeah.
by the time they finish enroll. Is that the same case in Boone County?
It sounds, I don't know the numbers. We need to turn Veronica loose on these people.
Sounds good. Marcia, what was I gonna say, do you know the name of the school, what they're calling it, or the people that are leading this?
NCIS.
Interesting.
That sounds like a television show.
Yeah. It's,
You know, like,
oh my God, you're hilarious. And it does. That is. And I'm like the crime show.
NCIS?
Yeah. And that's why I'm getting ready
What am I
to check.
thinking of?
Hold on, I'm going to check to make sure the acronym is right. But it's
That's
going to-
great. I mean, that's great news. Anybody else here really excited about some of the work that you're gonna be doing? We'll try Anne first, and then maybe Dana, but can talk, Anne.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
It worked. Thank you for whoever said log off and log back on.
Yes,
Yay.
thank you.
Breathe and reboot. So I'm Dr. Ann Westbrook, and I'm actually from the City of St. Charles School District. I am the principal of the Early Childhood Center. And previous to this, I spent 19 years in St. Louis County and Melville School District doing the same job over
Yep.
there. So that's how I know Larry Felton. And So here we have about 300 students, ages 3, 4, 5, and we have a variety of different funding sources. So mainly early childhood special education from the state, and then some title funding, and then just regular tuition dollars. So we have full days, half days, a variety of programs here at our center, and it's pretty phenomenal.
That is great, Ann. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank
Welcome to this
you.
group. Welcome. I see Dana, would you like to? What are you guys up to? Oops, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
My buttons are sticking
I
today.
know.
Good afternoon. I'm Dana Walker. I am the director of Bell Children's Services of St. Louis ARC. So we have 3 programs that work with kids or parents with developmental delay and disability. So we are looking right now for this year to branch out into the city so that we can get into some city early childhood centers and do some early interventions with our early learning specialists. So we are excited about that, to be able to support more kids in the St. Louis area.
That is fantastic. News of the week. That is great.
Yes, we're excited.
Thanks, Dana. Melinda, good to see you.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Melinda Monroe. I'm the CEO at Nurses for Newborns. And we're a home visiting organization that's focused on keeping babies well and healthy and safe, as well as their moms and families. So I'm excited about a bunch of things, but the thing that I'm going to talk about is that I wear another hat as the chair of a collaboration called Safe Sleep First. And we have been meeting for about 7 years now, in partnership with Generate Health, and then now Children's Trust Fund. And we, we started as a group called the Infant Health Action Team, and then now we've rebranded as Safe Sleep First. And we are focused on making sure that families have a safe place to lay their baby down to sleep, and that they know what the science is around baby's sleep, and practice it. So in this past year or so, we distribute about 800 pack and plays a year in the region through our partners. And we have 19 participating partners right now, about half of whom distribute cribs and the other are supporting partners. And it includes all 3 health systems, the 3 delivering hospitals in the area. So we are having a summit. This is our 7th summit that we have done on safe sleep, and it is called creatively the Safe Sleep Summit. And it will be on March the 7th. It's a half day in the morning, and it will be at Del Mar Divine. And I can send information to, I guess, to Lisa for distribution if you were interested in that. Thank you.
I will make sure everybody gets that. That sounds great.
It will sell out. It did. Yeah. So we'll get it to you.
That's wonderful. And also know that, like, if people like Lynn and Melinda provide information at this time, we forward it to you, forward it to the people that you know. I mean, this work can't just stay right here with us. What we need to do is make sure that all of the people that we know, our stakeholders, are informed. Anybody else? And Marcia, I didn't mean to, if you had something else you wanted to say. Okay, wanted to make sure. Anybody else, something they're so excited about that's coming up this year for them?
I know I already spoke, but I do have something to talk about that I am excited for this year. If that's
Yes.
okay. Again, I'm Emily from St. Charles Health Department. So we have sort of established with Crisis Nursery, they have helped us a lot in this event. an immunization clinic day where we have in-person Spanish translators for Spanish-speaking families. We do have electronic translators for our normal appointments. However, that tends to be, glitchy or just not the best way of communicating, not the easiest, not very personable. So November, we had a really successful event with Crisis Nursery. We had about 8 translators in person for our families to come get their kids shots for school, as well as anything they might need, like flu, COVID shots, anything for work. So we served all family members of the population, and we gave away 80 vaccines in just a few hours, and had a really good turnout, had a lot of donations from different places in the community, Spanish books for the children, all kinds of different things. It was really awesome. So we're planning on hopefully doing that in the spring again, and hopefully then again in the fall. So we're hoping to make it twice a year. I don't have that date yet, but as soon as I do, I would love to send out that information.
What is your equivalent? I should know this, but I don't. Your equivalent in St. Louis County and in the city of St. Louis? Emily,
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Like the work that you do in St. Charles County,
Yes.
who is doing that work in St. Louis County and in the city of St. Louis? Do you know?
That is a great question. We definitely want more partnership with St. Louis County. I personally don't have a lot of contacts within St. Louis County, and I believe our health department runs a little bit differently just because we have our clinic right downstairs, as well as we have environmental here, our WIC program, our education team kind of lives upstairs, and we go out into the community for different populations. So I'm not sure on that front, grant wise, who's running like the CCHC side on the St. Louis end. So, but I might be able to find out for you.
Apurva. No, it looks like
Yeah.
Apurva knows, and she just put this in the chat.
Oh,
So
awesome.
so that is great, and we will look at that.
Yeah.
And you will get the whole chat and everything after this meeting. Thank you, Apurva.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you.
Anybody else? Before we move on, something exciting that you would like to tell us it's happening. All right. Leah, should we move on?
Keep it moving.
And by the way, just come off mute if you have questions or comments. This is not, we're all here together to learn. All right, share. Okay. Who here has heard of the QAR? I think I started learning about the QAR.
We got lots of hands up.
Lots of hands up. I don't know. I'm looking at Melinda for some reason. I mean, this was what, 15 years ago, we were talking about how Missouri was one of the only states that did not have a quality assurance report. And we were just like befuddled. Actually, I think at one point it was against the law there was a law against it.
You are correct. That there was a brief little blip there that there was a statute that said we couldn't do that. And then we undid that.
Right. And now, right.
And
So
here we are. It's exciting.
Here we are. It's exciting. It's exciting. Well, right now, there was the announcement from the Office of Childhood that you can have there's a comment period through February 1st on, and I'm going to show you this report. Hopefully, Leah, jump in if people can't see this. But
Nope,
it's listed in the Missouri Register. And you're going to come all the way down to, I should have had this all set up. If you know what page it's on, you can come off mute.
15.
Proposed rules, 15. There it is. You will get this after this meeting, but this is the MoDESI's Office of Early Childhood Development proposed rule. I'm going to go through the rule briefly with everyone, and then I'm going to invite two people that are on this call that have been part of the QAR system since last June. And this is from the Office of Childhood, what I'm about to share with you. Okay. It's basically a rating system for childhood programs. What are we talking about? We're talking about community-based early learning programs, school-based preschool programs, and family childcare. And they will be recognizing quality in those programs. It allows programs choice and voice on how they demonstrate which quality indicators best represent their program. Please note, participation is voluntary. There's no cost to participate. And the goal is to provide information to families seeking a high-quality early learning program. Your benefits as a child care provider, family, pre-K, is you'll be recognized as being a high-quality program in the community. There'll be one-on-one support for teachers from high-quality and experienced coaches. You'll get access to early childhood professional development opportunities and resources, and CDA opportunities for staff. This was another graphic. I think the Office of Childhood does a really good job with graphics here, but you guys can read through that. But it's a process that we will show you how it will be rated, a process for your center. So, quality interactions. Focus on high quality interactions and create a shared understanding of quality in your program. Measure the quality of interactions to create a system that enables data-driven improvement, and improve teaching quality through tailored and individualized professional development. And you can see class is there. That would be the system that would be used to measure and improve. All right, this is the most important slide here. What are the indicators that they're going to look at to make your center a quality QAR, high quality or quality site? They'll be looking at your business practices, staff qualifications, professional development, health and wellness, and enhanced program features. They're also going to be looking at responsive practices, including curriculum, child assessment, inclusion and expulsion policy, family and community engagement, and cultural and linguistic competency. If you are on the left here, you are demonstrating quality. 3 of those operational practices and 3 of those responsive practices are happening at your facility. 3 operational and 3 responses, quality. If you're exhibiting here on the right, high quality, then you exhibit 4 operational practices and 4 responses as practices. And I want to make sure that everybody has questions after this, because I am not the expert at all, but Rachel Radcliffe is at the Office of Childhood. And like I said, we'll send out this PowerPoint after this. So I'm just going to stop share because it's easier for me. Laura stepped away. I know 2 programs here in St. Louis region that have been part of this QAR, and Lisa Shear is one of them with the Baden Christian Child Care Center. Are you able to talk at all, Lisa? Oh, there you are. Just to give us insight in what you've been doing and what this process is moving forward, and thoughts about this rule.
We've been doing it for several years now. We started, um, I will say that it's been bumpy. We had several different, they started it, stopped it, changed it around. Um, but recently over the last year and a half, have had, at least for a year, the same, person to come out and use the class, with our staff. And so now we've gone to the next level where they consider us to be a quality site, and now we'll be building on that. So had a couple meetings, I want to say in September or October, where there are next steps. And so the next steps, um, I will say that it doesn't seem very difficult to navigate. So you're able to like pick and choose what you want to work on, that kind of thing. So from that standpoint, doesn't seem, too harsh because we're basically going to go what we're already doing and choose those kind of things, right?
Right.
I guess like for me, like, I question, I guess for me, like we're an accredited center, so I question like that like you're saying this is what a quality center is. And I guess that's kind of what I'm questioning, that they're saying this is what quality is.
Mhm.
But I think that it's a higher standard for people who aren't accredited to do for sure, and that it is a stepping stone.
So if you're accredited, you still have to go through the MODESI to get your quality rating.
Yes, but it's not required right now. So it's
Right.
that kind of thing. And
Okay.
that's what I'm saying, I guess, from the standpoint of being an accredited center. There are a lot higher standards than what this is. So
Mhm.
for me to look at, the QAR as a quality um, tool or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
it's
Uh-huh.
it doesn't seem like that's, it has a lot of the standards of of the past. So, from that point, I think like administratively, it has some of those things, so that looks good. Um, yeah.
How does somebody know that you're a quality center at this point?
Yeah, for me, it looks like accreditation.
Looks like accreditation. So, and maybe there's somebody here with the Office of Childhood that could tell us more. How would, is it United for Children's Resource and Referral site that has a QAR high quality mark or a QAR high quality mark on that website? Or on
Right
that,
now, I don't think they have anything. That's
okay.
actually something they're kind of advocating or saying like, what does that look like? So, the backup a little bit. So if you look at like the PASS, okay, so for those who don't know, the PASS is the professional administration scale and administrative scale. And that in most states, they use that as a quality rating or a rating to say this childcare, is rated 6 stars out of 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they would get, when it came to subsidy, they'd get a higher rate of subsidy pay
Oh.
because of that. So it's kind of tied to, funding. So like when I took the PASS, I was the only, state that didn't have it. And they were just kind of like, what? Everyone, I was really popular. Everyone wanted to talk to me how that looks, because that number for them is really, really crucial, right? The higher the
Mm-hmm.
number, the better the pay. And so I think like when you're looking at quality, for me, it looks like accreditation. You're looking at these, the PASS is a good book to look at and say, hey, are we administratively doing these things? Like, do we have these policies, procedures, things in place like that? So they look more
But
at the
it's not tied to
administrative.
money.
Right.
It's
They
not
look
tied
more
to
at the
money.
administrative, and then like MOA looks at kind of all of those things. And then like the QAR to me, you know, it needs some more work, but it's getting there. I mean, they have some of the qualities of the past, but they don't have a ton of like accreditation standards for me when it comes to like safety and health and wellness, like health and safety and things, right? So I
Fascinating.
don't know. That was kind of a lot of information.
I know, and
but-
I didn't prep Lisa, I just threw her out there. I just threw her out there. That is fascinating. It's like we're at the beginning.
Yeah.
And some people are volunteering. Now I know Laura at her center is also part of the QAR system out in St. Charles. What we were talking about, this ruling that's coming through, and that people can through February 1st, make any comments on this ruling, and we'll show this again. But what's your experience been like working as a QAR center?
Yeah, so we actually we were one of the first schools to start with QAR. We've been with it since the very beginning. I've experienced it as a teacher and as an administrator, and I can say that we've had a really good experience with it so far. We are on our third QAR, I forget what the word is that she's called, but lady that comes in and supports our teachers. So there has been a little bit of turnover, and the one thing though is that when they came back this round, they told us that our school was qualifying for the next step, and so I don't think they necessarily have their ducks in a row, because then they came back and they're like, oh no, actually we have to keep going with teacher visits and then advancing your school. So I don't think that they necessarily have a full understanding of what their program is or how to consistently support the schools. So we have had overall really good success, but definitely have had some back and forth information as to where we are and what's going
So this
on.
is really important. And hold on, Mary, 1 second. This is really important for people like Laura and Lisa and others to comment on this ruling, not specific things on the ruling, but hey, we need a more bigger roadmap as we move forward, right? I'm gonna just share that again here.
I think they
so
definitely
that-
could benefit for some clear and consistent guidelines of what the program is, what their goal is for the program and how to help
Right.
people advance.
Right. And so remember, when we went through this, and like I said, I will send you this whole slide, but this is the ruling right now that needs to be discussed, or needs to be commented on, I should say.
Okay.
Right here that you will get. And then after that, we just don't need to keep each other informed about what this is and how. Now, Laura, are you an accredited center?
We are, I believe, yes. That might not be a helpful answer. But we're private. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Got it. Oh, no. I was just curious. Mary, you got a question?
That was, I need to learn how to take the handout, but that was my question. I wanted to know if she was accredited, or not. And when she says a private center, are you accredited by a private organization, or do you carry a certificate of accreditation?
Yeah, we are accredited with the state, but we are housed by Cadence Education.
Okay.
Which is a for-profit company.
Yes.
Whereas I understand Baden would be a nonprofit.
No, we're a for-profit
Oh.
we're incorporated. It doesn't sound, Laura, like you are accredited. You would know you're gonna have people coming in to make sure that you're accredited. You have to have renewal things. It's gonna be posted on
Mhm.
your, and I can actually look it up if I knew the name of your center.
We're
But,
Cadence Academy Preschool O'Fallon.
okay, you'll have a certificate, like your license, that would be
Oh,
on your
yeah,
wall.
we're licensed. We're a licensed care facility for the state.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, but I'm saying
we're
for
just trying to, yeah,
accreditation, you would have
Okay.
that.
we're just trying to
You would
figure
know.
out accreditation versus QAR and, but having both, which sounds great.
Yeah.
You know, and the benefits of both and, you know, and how, you know, and it will be interesting to, I'm gonna make a comment on this proposed rule, just asking, at this point, it does not look like it's tied to any funding, so the higher, more regulations, or what is that called? The more practices that you have is tied to additional subsidy funding, you know, that
Mhm.
doesn't look like it's part of the, of this rule, but maybe it could be something in the future that we look at, since it seems to be tied to other states, which was great, Lisa. I appreciated that
I
input.
think the question you need to ask them, are they using Baldrige? Are they using Crosby? Or what method are they using as a quality assessment measure?
Correct.
Because if it's not one of those two, it's homegrown.
Got it. Will you, Larry, do that for me? Will you, and I will send out exactly where you can, where is I will send out to everyone immediately after this, exactly how you can comment on this report. Because we want to make sure that this is what our, this is what our centers need, right?
What triggered my comments is when it sounds like the person from the agency comes in and does a personal evaluation. In my mind, if you don't know what the quality standards are as you look at your process, it's a no-win situation.
Got it.
Lisa,
I would
I would
love,
suggest, since there are so many questions coming up, that maybe you get in contact with Rachel and see
Okay.
if she's available to come on a call. Unfortunately, I know I'm part of the Office of Childhood, but I am not the QAR program expert, and I don't
Right.
want to attempt answering any of these questions, but I don't want anyone to leave with misconceptions about the program either, right? So I'm trying to kind of that line, and I think the answer there might be to see if Rachel can come on a call and just answer
That's a great
the
idea.
questions that everybody has.
Before February 1st. We will do that. That'll be an optional. Thank you, Aperva. That'll be an optional. I'll set that up if anybody wants to just get direct feedback from Rachel and before making comments on that. Thank you. As I look at the chat, oh, that's Leah.
I just shared the link.
Oh,
and
there
we'll
we go.
send
Thank you.
we'll send this all out after the meeting.
That sounds great. Okay. And thank you, Aperva, for coming off mute. I wouldn't have seen that. Okay. Moving on.
Oh,
No.
Mary, do you have another comment?
Yeah, I didn't get to finish.
Oh,
I
sorry.
apologize. I didn't get to finish my statement. So I just wanted to know if she was accredited, and then also just a little feedback. I've been doing this for 20 plus years at this level. I'm a teacher by trade, but I've been in, schools, public education. But the one thing I have noticed with the coming of QAR and then coming back and leaving, this what the state has done with us throughout the time, it is very complex and it's been very subjective. So anybody coming out with their information, not understanding early education from the business perspective, and or not knowledgeable of the assessment tool that QAR does, it really makes struggling small businesses who literally have leadership, administration in classrooms and holding several different hats impossible to cleave to. So just to put that out there, you know, for years, this thing has been coming and going and coming and going.
Mhm.
And the last thing I wanted to say is that anytime you desire high quality early education, you have to have resources to do such. And to offer such a higher level thinking best practices set of documents that require from the interior to the exterior of the office of the classroom, you need to have some type of financial support so that you can, first of all, get to the job and then have the people in place who are qualified to do such. So thank you.
Mary, would it be okay if I listen to the recording and quote you? That was brilliantly said. Okay.
I said that?
No, Larry, Mary said it. You said some brilliant things too. But thank you, Mary.
You
And
know,
if and
I would
yeah,
add
Lisa.
I would add is that, and yes, that was great, Mary. What I would add is that we just all got off of another meeting where we're talking about, you know, relationships and people, like what your job is, recognizing what you're good at, right? Um and if you look at accreditation, you're going to see quality. And instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, why aren't we talking to NACCE, MOE, accrediting bodies who've done this work, right? Who've already have these measurable, like Larry was saying, these measurable scales. They've gone and they've done these things. And so instead of reinventing it and just saying, hey, this is what we're saying it is. And
Well, I
so I don't
wonder,
know why they're not, you know, maybe they are, but you know,
I
we
don't,
need to be
maybe
talking about
that's why we need to get Rachel in here because we don't know, right? We know it hasn't been that way in the past, but maybe, and I think she needs our input too.
My understanding is that this is a program they've created and that it's not that they've made their own dimension guide off of their own standards, not, it might be backed by something that they've researched into, but it is their program and it's all new info.
Wow.
I
Now I
don't know if
scratch
I
my
can
head.
share it, but we have copies of the guides and whatnot. I don't know if I'm allowed to share that out, but I definitely can.
I think
I'll
you
go
are.
through Rachel. I'll go through
Okay.
Rachel and get that. I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah, and then they used to have another branch just for directors and assistant, like for admin originally, but the admin side had lost funding, so they merged with QAR. So now QAR is housing a teacher portion and then an administration portion as well.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Lisa, I was just gonna say
Uh-huh.
that,
Please.
having been around the block a few times, the, if you're teeing up Rachel to come speak, I think it's really important for this group to understand how they developed this. What was the methodology? The thing that comes to mind for me, besides the very excellent comments about NACCE and MOA that have already established standards, is as the 50th state to adopt this, there are 49 other states who have done the work. And it doesn't seem like a good use of time to reinvent something that there are at least 49 other options to look at. And maybe they did, and they didn't like any of the 49 options, or they're pulling pieces of them. I don't know, but we do know that the work's already out there. So give her a chance to explain it. But man, it seems like we should already have some really good stuff to borrow from somebody else.
You would think so. You sure would think so. All right, we're coming up to time, but really hoping that or we will set up a Zoom, and you don't even have to be on video, just to talk with Rachel, and I will cue her up about how we, need to understand where this is going, where it was, where it is, and where it's going. Especially when it comes where it's going with potential additional funding. I think that that's key.
Lisa, can I ask or add one more thing? Is
Sure.
there since they're asking for, if there's the open public comment period, are they gonna get a certain amount of, are they looking for a number of comments of those kind of things before moving forward? Or are we just like, hey,
Nope, February 1st. If they have one comment, the comment period is over February 1st. It doesn't matter how many comments they get, as I understand it.
so literally no one could really know, or a very small amount of people can know, and it just is what it is? Is that
Yep,
what you're saying?
that's why I'm trying to make sure it's not just a small amount of people. Because Lisa, you got a day job. You run a childcare center, right?
Mhm.
Among other things, STAR and all that other stuff. So how do we make sure that, we've got to do a better job of making sure that if everybody doesn't have the time to report, at least the concerns that we have are reported.
Well, yeah, that's why I asked that, like, how are they making sure?
I understand it's just a date. And they sent out an email from the Office of Childhood, but it was, in one of those long emails. So, all right.
Lisa, I have a
Yeah.
quick question.
Sure,
Can-
Marcia.
So did you say we can share this with other colleagues so that they may be able to comment?
100%. It's for anybody to comment on. It's a Missouri rule. And like I said, I'm gonna get it to you as fast as I can so that you can share it with everybody you know.
And then the highlight of what you want them to comment on.
Right.
Okay.
And
all right.
and if we don't know what we want to comment on, that's why we're gonna get Rachel. We'll have a little meeting. Everybody will be invited, but you'll know why. And you can invite other people, other colleagues to meet with Rachel also. All right,
Yeah.
Leah,
We
I
are
thought that
at
was really
time.
important discussion.
It was, and actually here, we are at time, so I know that folks need to move on with their day. I found the comment site, and I'm dropping that for you all there in the chat, so you can get to it directly. And you can also email qar@desi.mo.gov. And again, that comment period closes on February 1st. So wrapping up real quick.
This is wonderful, you guys. I know we take pieces from different, there's so much with early childhood and the St. Louis Region childhood, we're looking at health, safety, childcare centers, food, libraries, I mean, everything. But I really appreciate us figuring this out because it's gonna affect all of our children and families in the region. So I'll just finish up, Leah, if that's okay, or do you wanna? One of the big things we like to do, and we didn't at this meeting so much, we always like to have a speaker. So Lynn Bartz, thank you for offering with the MOIIMH. I'm reading that because I don't, the infant mental health. Other potential topics are talking about the Missouri Quality Pre-K grant, if anybody would like to talk about that or know somebody. How can we more easily and equitably access state dollars? By the way, these came from you guys as questions. And then another really important topic that we've been talking about is special education And wow, that was so amazing that the Bell Center is going into the city Child Care Center program. So thrilled to hear that. Don't ever forget about the Missouri Family Resources. You'll get all this. Dolly Parton. We're still, City of St. Louis needs more people signed up for Dolly Parton. A book a month mailed to the child's home. And United for Children, as you know, still runs the Early Care and Education Resource and Referral Center. Make sure you families know about this. And there's these great family education packets if you would like them mailed or emailed to you for families. And they're also online at unitedforchildren.org. Please pass them out. All right.
We'll be back here
Anything
again
else?
next
What?
month. I said we'll be
Next-
back here again in this Zoom room next month.
That's right.
Howard Smith from First Steps will speak as our guest speaker. And there's a few of you that we might be reaching out to soon to line up speaking for the next couple of months. So thank you all. If you have other topics you'd like to learn about and want to pass those our way, please do. We are happy to make that coordination so we can have great speakers here every month.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Together we're better.
Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.